everyone, and welcome to my show. I'm Melody Trice, and I'm super excited that you all have tuned in into my show. Today, I feel so amazing because of the fact that I want to make sure that I give you some amazing knowledge. We're going to do the show a little different today. Normally, I have a guest, but I always feel that information is power, and it gives you that sense of unlimited success, right? And in order to do that, you got to know exactly what it is that you need to do so you can go to that next level. So with that being said, you all stay tuned, and I'll be right back. So welcome back, everyone. One thing that I want you to realize who you are. That's one thing that a lot of us struggle with, who we are and what it is that we're supposed to do. And a lot of times the things that we're supposed to do really defines who we are. A lot of people feel that who they are or who people told them they can become. What you do for as your occupation does not determine who you are as a person, right? Because we can do different things, go different places, and people can say, oh, you know what, I think you'd be awesome if you be a cosmetologist, if you be an actor. But that's not who you are. One of the things that I do want to say to you is that whatever you do in life, you want to make sure that you do it, that you fulfill the purpose that you was created to be. And when you begin to find out who you are, because a lot of people will do different things, join different organizations, get a particular job just so we can fit in. And then when we do that, we realize that's not what we wanted to do. That's not who I am. I don't feel comfortable in doing that. And you spend multiple years and time in that, and then you realize, man, I've wasted a lot of time. And truthfully, we don't have a lot of time to waste. And one thing I want to kind of piggyback on this is lose who you are. It's kind of hard to gain that back because of the fact that you're doing something that someone told you that you should be doing. When in actuality, you don't have to do that. A lot of times we want to gain acceptance. So that's why we do a lot of different things that we shouldn't be doing. You know, we will go places and do things. I take acting as a resort. You know, a lot of people say, you know, it's a lot of competition in acting. Well, the only difference is when it's competition is when a person don't know who they are. When you don't know who you are, you're not confident when you step in an audition room. So confidence, people know that you are confident in who you are, confident in your own skin, and then you're able to go out there and give the best job that you possibly can. And what makes the difference is a lot of people don't take the time out to figure out, who am I? What am I here for? What makes me happy? What makes me sad? And embracing those things and then actually going out and making it happen. And then too, you know, when a person, say you go in that audition room, right? And you're not confident in your own skin and you have developed to be this person that you are not, right? And then when you go in there, people can tell when it's fake and when it's real. When you become who you are, no matter where you go, you exude this dynamic energy that sends off the signal that I know who I am. I embrace who I am. A lot of us, we downplay ourselves because we don't want to seem like we're trying to be more than somebody else, right? We don't want to make nobody else feel like, oh, you know, I'm more than you. Well, no, it's not that you're more than that person. What it is that you took out the time to figure out who you are and what you was called to do. And you know, a lot of times we find ourselves being hurt by other people. And when I say being hurt by other people, you transform into something that you're not, thinking they're going to gain your acceptance, and you want their acceptance. And that's one thing that a lot of us in life want is love, right? We all want love and acceptance. So we transform into something that we are not in order to gain that person, or to gain love and acceptance. And then we downplay who we are as a person in order to do that. And when that person doesn't accept us, even though we change, then we get hurt. And then we feel the pain on the inside. And then we begin to lose a little bit more of who we are. And then when we lose who we are, then we start to dabble in things that we shouldn't dabble in. I'm only speaking from experience. Because when I grew up, I wanted love. I wanted acceptance. I wanted to be accepted. And when people didn't accept me, guess what? I developed this big old wall, this brick wall. And this brick wall, it took forever to get that wall down. I couldn't get out and nobody else could get in. And guess what? I lost a lot of things that I could have gained, but because I had built this wall, I'm not knowing who I was. I didn't know that it was okay to have my wall down. It's okay if someone hurt me. It's okay if they don't love me. The thing is that I love myself. And with that being said, you all, I'm going to be right back. So welcome back, everyone. The reason why I believe that knowledge is power, and there's so many different things out there that you can gain knowledge on different things so that you can become unlimited successful. And one of the things is reinventing who you are after you done went through a transition. And we all done been through a lot of different transitions, right? We've went from one school to another school or one city to another city. And then, we had to find new friends and go back to that acceptance, right? Because anytime you go in a new environment, what you want to do, you want to find some people like you. And one thing about life is we tend to migrate to people who are like us because we feel comfortable and we don't want to step out of that comfort zone, right? We want to stay where we feel like, okay, they accept me for who I am. But a lot of times when you go into that comfort level, you tend to be around people like you, and then you don't grow, you don't migrate, right? Okay, they said, well, we need to be around like-minded people. We need to be around people who are like us because then they're not going to judge us. Well, it's okay if they judge you because the thing is, when you know who you are, it doesn't matter what nobody else think about you. The ultimate thing is, what do you think about you? If you think you're awesome, then you are awesome. You don't have to look like someone else. You don't have to act like someone else. But one thing about it, when you step out of that comfort zone and you don't put yourself in this box, then you have room to grow. But if you keep yourself in that little box, guess what? You're only going to grow but so much. And then there's so much in this awesome world that you can do. Yes, you can say, you know what, I want to sing, I want to dance, I want to act, I want to model, I want to be a teacher, I want to be a cosmetologist, I want to be all these things. But yet I'm still around this little box. Because every time I get out of this box, somebody hurt me. And then you know what? I shrivel back up and I get right back in that box. Well, you know what? The world does not want you to go out of that box. It want to keep you secluded. Because you know what? If you step out of that box and you bust out of that box, then life becomes unlimited. And guess what? You're going to grow. You're going to be successful. And another thing I want to say is, a lot of people don't want to give you knowledge. Sad to say, but they don't want to tell you what it is that you can do to help yourself. And I try my best to always talk on the positive thing, like talk about the solution and not the problem. Because, we see the problem before us, right? We see the fact that certain limits could be there. But when you talk about the solution of what you can do to go beyond those limits, then, that's what comes to you. You have to send out what you want. If you always talk about the problem, then guess what? Problems are going to always occur. You ever been around somebody and they'll say, well, if it ain't one thing, it's another. I hate that. I actually hate when people say that. Because when they say it, you say it, next thing you know, something else happening. And then you're like, why? Well, because you brought it upon yourself. You're actually speaking what it is that you want to happen. So, words are very powerful. So what comes out of our mouth, actually we can have in our life. And that all goes together. It all goes together. So when you gain a lot of knowledge, then you're going to speak all the things that you want to happen. If it's love and acceptance, guess what? You're going to speak those things. You're not going to speak about the problem. You're going to speak about all the things that you desire to happen in your life. And when you speak those things, it start to happen, and you feel full, you feel fresh, and you feel unlimited. You feel like, oh my God, it's nothing I can't do because I know who I am. I know what it is that I want to do. And I think about my show, my talk show, right? And I never thought that I actually can have it because I had so many people around me say, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. Oh, what show, what channel you want to be on? But not realizing that All I gotta do is get in front of a camera and start talking. It doesn't matter what network I be on or exactly where it go. The ultimate goal is if I believe I have a talk show, then I have a talk show. But if I believe that I'm limited, then I won't have one. I find every excuse not to have that show. And there's always gonna be someone who feel like you can do this or do that, but who cares? The thing is, I have a talk show. And then all of a sudden, everything else that I need tend to just come together. All because I believe that I have a talk show. Not that, oh, I don't want to have a show if I'm not on ABC or I'm not on, CBS. No, that doesn't matter because then I'm limiting myself to that particular thing. And I don't want to be limited. I want to live life truly unlimited. And I always say that knowledge is power to give me that unlimited life that I want to have. So in order for me to do that, I got to live that dream. I got to believe that whatever it is that I can do and I want to do, I can do it. And all I got to do is find out the knowledge, right? Surround myself with those type people. And it doesn't mean the people that are in my circle, right? Because a lot of times the people in my circle, they may tell me the truth, but they might say, you know what, Melody, you may need to go over there because those people over there are doing exactly what it is that you want to do. And I can't do that, So it really is very important the people who surround you because those voices that you're hearing, them people actually is going to be like either boosting you up or they're going to be tearing you down. And guess what? We want to be boosted up, right? Okay. So with that being said, I'll be right back with more knowledge. Hello everyone. One thing I do realize that you need examples, right? We need a mentor, we need somebody that we can kind of look at and then say, you know what, I want to be like that person. Not that you're going to be that person, but it gives you like a goal, a target to say, I want to be like this particular person. And then you begin to read over their life, look at their life and say, you know what, they took these steps, they took that step. And guess what? That's knowledge, right? We need the knowledge to know what we want to do. So I always say, use myself as an example with my talk show, right? Well, in order to do a great talk show, you gotta be able to see somebody else who done did a talk show, who actually have accomplished what it is that you want to do. Because if not, then you don't actually have a foundation and then stuff begin to crumble and we don't want that. We want to be able to find someone and whatever it is that we want to do and mimic them, even though they might not even know it. It's just the fact that you're looking at their life, gaining knowledge so you can do the right thing. So it's just like singing, how people sing. And what makes another person sing differently or better is because of the fact that they go out to a person who can teach them how to do the different notes, how to balance out those, those vocals. And that is a person who knows who they are, right? They know who they are because they know that I need to perfect that. And the person that's teaching them already done did it. They already know what the vocal cords are. They already know how to speak from your gut or from your nose or your head or whatever. And they can teach the next person, right? You can't teach something that you haven't been there yourself, right? So in order to become that better you, to become who you are, you need to really actually fulfill all those different gifts and talents. Because we got a lot of gifts and talents. We don't want to bury those gifts, right? We don't want to let nothing limit us into what we can do. But in order to go to that next level, right, in order to expand and be this awesome person, we have to find different people's lives and kind of just match it. And that is what my show is all about. It's all about inspiration, motivation through others' life stories so that you can propel to the next level. In order to propel to the next level, you got to make sure that the person that you're watching is going in the direction or have been or already achieved what it is that you want to do. If you want to go to college, be around people who are already in college. And guess what? They're going to tell you some knowledge on how you need to get in college, what it's going to take to be in college, and then you're going to be successful. Next thing you know, you're in college. You're like, oh my God, I'm here. If you want to be a doctor, be around people who are doctors. If you can't actually be around a doctor, guess what? I really believe that life is unlimited. And too, one of the things I want to say as well is that if you have an opportunity to support somebody else, when I say support, meaning if you have some knowledge, some information that somebody else needs in order to go to the next level, I promise you, it won't hurt you to give it to them. Give the information free, because whatever you give out, it always comes back to you. A giver, if you look at people who always give, they are the ones who tend to always be the people who actually, get a whole lot of stuff. Because if you're a taker, takers don't have much to give because they always take it and they take it for themselves. But givers always are giving, and so much come to them in order for them to give. You can't give something that you don't have. And guess what you do have? You have yourself. You have your own gifts and talents that can help somebody else. I use myself as an example. I do hair. I'm a hairstylist, licensed cosmetologist. Been a licensed cosmetologist for a very long time. And I gave away a lot of hairstyles. I did a lot of services for free. But guess what? I was able to give because it didn't cost me anything, because that was who I am. That was a part of me. And when it's something a part of you, it don't cost you no money to do that. Sometimes it's just having a conversation. It don't cost you nothing for that. Sometimes whatever it is that you know how to do, an ability that you know how to do, and somebody needs your help, you know what? Lend a helping hand. Yes, people do take advantage, but then you have to know your limitations. Because when you're doing it from your heart, it always kind of migrate back to you. It always do, because I'm a firm believer of the Bible, right? And I really believe in my heart that he said your gifts and talents will make room for you. Whatever your gifts and talents is, whatever it is that you need in your life, it's going to come to you because that's who you are. And a lot of people want to, digrade from that because of the fact they feel that that's not enough. Well, who you are is just enough for you to succeed. People say, oh, I'm an artist. Artists don't make that much money, but I guarantee you, your artistic ability will make sure that you propel to the next level. That is what's so awesome about life. Someone's going to buy your painting. Someone's going to, take an interest in you, because it brings life to you, and that is what life is about. Life is about bringing life. And your gifts and talents, you don't want to bury those things. You want to use those things, and you want to use those things to propel to the next level. Because if you don't use them, the graveyard is full of a lot of people with a lot of gifts and talents that they didn't even use. A lot of people can cook, and they're afraid to open up a restaurant because they're afraid to fail. Well, a lot of us are going to fail. If you're going to be successful, you're going to fail. You're going to fail at a lot of things. But the thing is that you don't never quit. You get right back up and you start again. And then that's where your success story. And the reason why you fail is not because you didn't do something right or didn't do this. Is that in order for you to tell your story, you got to tell someone, guess what? Yeah, I failed, but I got right back up. How many of us can say we got right back up? I might not made it in this, but look at me now. Bam! And that's what it's all about. So I thank you all so much for tuning in. I know my show is a little different today, and I hope it covered a good bit of knowledge for you to just look deep down on the inside of you and say, you know what? I'm great, just like I am. And all I can do is become better and better. More I identify of who I am and my gifts and talents and perfect them. If it means going back to school and perfecting that, guess what? I'm going to do exactly that so my life can become unlimited. I'm your girl, Melody Trice. I hope you all follow me on my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And subscribe to my YouTube channel. I hope you know I'm on Periscope too. Until next time, bye-bye.